Hey, welcome back to the Anger Cider Garage. In front of you see this huge pile of boxes from China. What this is a QueenAnt CNC machine. So this is roughly going to be 1500 millimeters by 1500 millimeters, which means I'll be able to put half sheet of plywood in it. I bought this. I was actually looking initially at the Onefinity, Elite Foreman machine, but I think shipping times on those last I looked were like 16 weeks out. I really like the design. I like the Masso controller. I'll probably end up adding a Masso controller to this just because I like the idea of that touchscreen. So I started looking at alternatives. I started off with the Queen Bee, which if you look at DIY CNC machines, you'll see that kit come up a lot. And then I found this one, the QueenAnt. It seemed very similar to the Queen Bee, but seemed to be just a little bit more beefier. I like that it had larger ball screws. I do want to run a spindle on it. It's likely way overkill, but I'll have a pretty big spindle on it. So today I'm actually just going to be doing, I hate to call it an unboxing. I've actually already opened up a lot of these just to check the contents, but I'll at least take everything out, show you what's in these boxes. And then ultimately I'll be doing, some assembly videos. I'm not going to go too detailed. There's a couple other videos that are, and I'll include links to those below that are already really good. I'll actually probably use those as a guide. But I will show you how I, kind of lay out electronics, how I'm doing things differently. I am going to install it on a Craig workbench. I have a video of me actually assembling that. And I plan on putting all my electronics on the side of it. So hopefully it'll be a somewhat different way of installing all those. But I don't know, take a look. Feel free to, leave comments, below if you have any questions.
Grrr.
So we'll go out and let's start by clearing out some room. I'll move this box over. So when I bought this kit, I think this cost a little under $3,000 US, and I paid for expedited shipping. And it was really here probably about a week and a half. So really not too bad. I was surprised to see it go this fast, ship this fast. Again, I have opened up a lot of these already, really just to make sure that everything arrived. This looks to be like all of the aluminum extrusions. So a bit of C-channel for the Z-axis. Everything's kind of wrapped in plastic. You see some aluminum from the machining process in here. Typically see that a lot. So Z-axis. Everything was packed really well. Nothing arrived damaged. Let's see. This looks like the Y-axis. Yep. So one of the other reasons I got this particular kit is Y-axis is actually 2 C channels. Then they filled it with filled those 2 C's with a 40 by 40 piece of extrusion to hopefully help with flex. I'm not going to be pushing this machine too hard, so this should be totally fine for what I need to use it for. But there is the Y-axis. These should be X-axis. Again, these are C channels, but they've actually inserted another, in this case it's a 20 by 40, to fill in that C. So again, more stiffness on all those axes. So there should be 2 of those. There are. I believe the remaining extrusions should be all the spoil board supports, and they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, should be 7 in here. There are. So 7 of those. So that's all the extrusions. So spoil board supports, kind of cross pieces. These are the x-axis, y-axis, and then our Z. It'll travel up and down. Next, we'll take a look at this box. This was packed a lot better. I've kind of taken all this out, and I've had a hard time getting it back the way that it came. But just know that this was way better packed than what it looks like now. Here we have all of our collets for the spindle. I forget how many came with it, but a pretty good amount. Let's see. I did get the water-cooled spindle. So this is just looks like a little aquarium pump for the spindle. Put that in the tank. You have to run water tubing to it. I got the water cooled. I'm hoping that's at least going to be a little bit quieter. At least the others I've seen online are definitely quieter. Sensor switch. So these are the inductive sensors. So these are basically just sense when metal's getting close. Basically, this will be all the limit switches. Comes with enough to do pretty much 2 on each axis, so you can cover all the limits. The fun part. So stepper motors. I believe these are closed loop steppers. I thought they were servo, but I believe they're just closed loop. Really, from my understanding, closed loop means you tell it to go somewhere and it'll work its hardest to get to that spot. So if it misses a step, it'll add additional steps to get there. So should be 4 of these. 2 for x-axis, 1 for the y, and 1 for the z. There's 2. Man, these are monsters. These are way overkill for my use case, but go big or go home. Let's see, what else do we have? This is the emergency stop switch. Nice. Looks like we have a ton of power supplies. I'm not exactly sure what all of these are for yet. I think this might be for the controller. I think we have 2 for steppers. We'll eventually see what all those are for. These are actually stepper drivers. So again, should be 4 of these as well. Again, kind of a little expensive, you know, for me, $3,000, but you get a lot of fun stuff to play with. So another stepper driver. Let's put it there. Sorry. Moved around on me. I'm guessing this is another stepper driver. It is. And should be 1 more. So yep, 4 of those to wire up. This looks like another power supply. Oh, and it is. Another reason I went with the QueenAnt is that they do a good job of including high quality power supplies. These are all Meanwell power supplies. So if there's something you don't want to cheap out on, it's power supplies. So there's one. And here's the other. Again, I'm not entirely sure what these are going to be used for just yet, but we will figure it out. Let's see, we've got a bunch of, I'm going to guess this is connectors for the steppers. Either that or limit switches. I'm going to say steppers, so. Additional cabling, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. This looks like a hardware set. I'm going to guess probably for the drag line or drag chain, because that's what's left in this box. We have drag chain for the X and Y axis. More drag chain. This is seems like pretty nice stuff. All of the individual links come up, so you can actually separate both those, which is really cool. Hopefully I just didn't break it. Nope, it snaps back in there. Cool. So drag line, and then a whole ton of cable. This, I'm guessing, is for limit switches. Finally, ground wire, 4.5. So that's that box. Now I'm going to get everything back in there. Actually, before I pack all this up, I did realize that there's one box I missed. So this is the actual controller. And this one is really just the Mach 3 controller. They have several to choose from. Again, I'll probably start with this. It does require a PC to be connected. It doesn't run by itself. It uses some software called Mach 3. I've used it before. I like it, but again, I think I'm ultimately going to get that Masso controller just because I like the simplicity and probably ease of use of that touchscreen. Now we'll do this other long box. I'm suspecting this is guide rails and lead screws, or ball screws, sorry. I know there's a difference. Again, everything came really, this is the one I haven't opened. Everything came taped, shipping straps. So all really well packaged. Let me look at this table. Keep moving around. I love boxes from China. So yes, indeed, ball screws. So everything's kind of shrink wrapped. I'm going to open up one of these. Assuming this is the Z axis. got nice little protectors for each one of them, each end. It moves real nice. Very cool. And I'm guessing we have more. So this is just a whole layer of ball screws. And these are huge. So there's 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we have some more in here. No, that would be it. So, yeah, 2 for X, another for Y, and then Z. So we're good there. And now we have linear guide rails. So assuming those are X or Y axis, not sure just yet. Should be a fair amount of these because it's 2 per axis. I'll go ahead and open up one of these. Again, all shrink wrap. So this is one of the Z. So linear rails. And then a whole nother layer of linear rails. I'm going to go ahead and just leave those in there. Nothing very exciting, but all nice, high quality stuff. And these things are going to be buttery smooth. Now we'll start with the 4th box. Go ahead and start with the 4th box. Not entirely sure what's in here. Hardware. Lots and lots of hardware. Let's take a look at what's in here. L brackets for 2080. More brackets, double L brackets. Black angle corner connectors. A ton of M4 by 14 millimeter screws. A ton of T-nuts. Low profile M5 by 8 millimeter screws. More T-nuts. These are drop-ins. Those are fun. More T-nuts. This is 2080 joining plate. We have our stepper couplers, motor couplers. M5 by 14 millimeter screws. M6 high duty screws. Square lock nuts. I think this is for the ball screws. More M5 by 20 millimeter low profile screws. M5 by 16 millimeter round head screws. Linear guides. I think these are little pieces to help you with alignment. Stepper standoffs. Ball screw nut housings. More slide-in T-nuts. Some more aluminum spacers. M5 by 60 millimeter screws. M6 by 16 millimeter. We have some snap rings, some nylock nuts. Button head screws, M4 by 10 millimeter. Low profile screws, M5 by 15 millimeter. And some cap head screws, M4 by 32 millimeter. So lots of hardware. Put that back. This is heavy. I'm guessing this is going to be plate. Ooh, yeah, cool stuff. So these are all the plates for all the different axes. So I'll go ahead and set this out. We'll take a picture of it. This looks like a bunch of different blocks. Get this out. Lots of cool stuff. Another reason I went with the QueenAnt ones is they actually used a thicker plate. I forget how big this is. So they went with basically a 12 millimeter plate, which is pretty much 1/2 inch. So a lot thicker plate. Again, likely still all overkill for what I'm going to use it, but still cool stuff. These look like Z plates. Guessing another type of Z. Again, all the anodization is really nice. Looks like the machining is all nice. Threaded holes are needed. Neat stuff. No idea what that one is. These look like end plates because they're huge. Yep. And some other little small plates. Telling you what, it's going to be really hard to not assemble this right away. And this final box, oh yeah, nothing but block bearings. So this is for the linear guide rail. So these are linear bearings. Looks like all these have little Zerk fittings on them. Very cool. I'm not gonna open this right away, and I'll take it out. But it does have a little retainer in there for, so basically the ball bearings don't slide out. So we should have a ton of those, and we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Sounds right. I don't know. So that's it for that box. And we'll start with the final box, which hopefully is a spindle. That's the big thing that's not here yet. Looks like that is the case. So this is spindle mounts. It's cool, nice stuff. So spindle mount. Oh, cool. These all look like end mills. Nice. So it's Chinese, so I'm not sure. Looks like a 1/4-inch spiral flute. Don't know, but very nice to include all of those. We have a touch plate, so this will help you set corners and set your depths. And the touch plate cord. Water tube. Again, I got the water-cooled spindle. I'm guessing this is a spindle controller, or VFD, variable frequency drive, I think. And lots of stuff to read. And it definitely looks like we have the spindle driver. So very cool. Yep. Lots of fun stuff. Finally, this looks like the spindle itself. And if it is, it's a beast. So all the spindle control cable, power cable. And then, yep, spindle. Man, this is a chunk. I have no idea what this weighs, but pretty cool. So water inlet, outlet, and then your power and control. Pretty cool. Again, I think this is the 2.2 kilowatt, 240 volt. I do have 240 that I use for a heater and a welder. So I did decide to go 240 volt just because I had access to it. They make 110 spindles, but I've heard mixed reviews about those. Thanks for watching. Again, that was a pseudo unboxing. Make sure to pay attention, watch for future videos. I'm going to hopefully have an assembly video of this thing. At some point, we'll show it running, cutting out some wood, making some sawdust. Again, there's a lot of great videos already out there on assembly this, so I'm probably not going to be too detailed, but if I do things different or I think are helpful, I'll make sure to, pay special detail to those and bring in a little bit closer. I probably will focus a lot on at least how I do the electronics, because I'm sure there's lots of different ways to do that. So make sure to come back, check it out. Thank you.